Welcome to the Disney Scrapbook, where together we take a journey to explore Disney history from 50 years ago. My name is Norton. This is part 1 of my trilogy on the Walt Disney Studios 1971 film, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Today I thought we would investigate the long history behind the making of this film. This film is based on two stories written by acclaimed British children's author Mary Norton. Born Kathleen Mary Pearson on December 10th, 1903. The Magic Bedknob, How to Become a Witch in 10 Easy Lessons, was first published in 1943 during World War II by Hyperion Press in New York, and its sequel, Bonfires and Broomsticks, was first published in the UK after the war by J.M. Denton Sons Limited in 1947. The two stories were combined for a new American edition, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, in 1957. Unfortunately, the stories were edited, removing any reference to World War II, disconnecting the story from its placement in history. It is a shame that this ending removed much of the humor within the story, and attempts to remove racist references of people with dark skin and curly hair, while leaving in patronizing comments of the island's residents. Upon its publication, Ellen Lewis Beale reviewed The Magic Bedknob, How to Become a Witch in 10 Easy Lessons in the March 12, 1944 New York Times, stating, "No one can tell for certain when a classic is born, but this story has all the makings of one." This fantasy adventure where the story starts in a world that readers recognize as much like their own, and where a group of children have an adventure together, is very similar to another British children's author, Ian Nesbit. However, The Magic Bedknob and Bonfires and Broomsticks are much darker in tone. Walt Disney wanted to produce a film that combined live action and animation, like he had previously accomplished with the Alice comedies, Song of the South, and others. He desperately wanted the rights to the 1934 novel Mary Poppins by P.L. Travers, but was experiencing difficulties with the negotiations, which you will be aware of if you have watched Disney's excellent film Saving Mr. Banks. Thus, in 1945, Variety magazine reported that Walt Disney had purchased the film rights to The Magic Bedknob, How to Become a Witch in 10 Easy Lessons. Having not yet secured the film rights for Mary Poppins, despite having pursued its purchase for the last 20 years, Bedknobs and Broomsticks was brought into development with the budding team of Bill Walsh, Dagradi, and Richard and Robert Sherman, just in case Mary Poppins never made it to fruition. During the first story pitch of the film in 1963, Walt fell asleep. As the Sherman Brothers hammered out Eglantine, Eglantine on the piano, Dagradi captured the moment in this excellent little sketch that is published in the book Walt's Time. Despite this, Richard Sherman states that Walt didn't admit that he liked some of the proposed music, especially the countability to substitutionary locomotion.
Trachuna, Macoides, Tracorum satis D. Trachuna, Macoides, Tracorum satis D. Locomotion, mystic power.
However, the whole project was shelved when the film rights for Mary Poppins were procured, and the two stories were deemed too similar. 5 years later, in 1968, after Walt Disney passed away 2 years earlier, and just as Richard and Robert Sherman were about to leave the Disney studios, Bill Walsh approached them and asked them to work on Bedknobs and Broomsticks again before they left. So Bill Walsh, Dagradi, and the Sherman Brothers spent a few months roughing together the film until the team felt that the story now possessed heart and emotion, and the characters had been fully developed. They felt that the story treatment would now make a good movie, even though there were no plans to make it. Then, in November of 1969, the Sherman Brothers received a call from Bill Walsh. This story is continued in part 2 of this series. However, I strongly suggest before you watch part 2 of this series, you watch the Bedknobs and Broomsticks film available on iTunes, YouTube, Amazon Prime, Google Play, and of course DVD and Disney+. Thank you so much for watching my take on the historical background of how the film Bedknobs and Broomsticks came to be. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I look forward to seeing you in part 2 of this series, where we will talk about the film itself. TTFN, ta-ta for now.